Think of a pirate, and specific images immediately come to mind. A wooden peg leg, a hook, and inevitably, a stark black eye patch. The logical explanation for that patch is gruesome medical necessity. Life at sea was incredibly violent, and losing an eye seemed like a standard occupational hazard. This is an 18th century medical illustration showing the crude amputation techniques of the era. It highlights the brutal reality of naval combat, where flying wooden splinters from cannon blasts and close-quarters sword fights routinely maimed sailors. A newer theory reinterprets the leather patch as a biological hack, a tool designed to keep one eye preset for the darkness. If true, pirates were using a simple scrap of leather to hack their own biology, turning it into a tactical weapon to survive the deadliest part of a naval battle. Capturing an enemy vessel meant storming the upper deck, usually in the middle of the day under the glaring midday sun. Once the attackers swarmed the top, the defending crew naturally retreated below deck into the belly of the ship, forcing the pirates to chase them into confined spaces. In this cross-section diagram of an 18th century galleon, sun-drenched upper decks drop steeply into unlit wooden cargo holds. Charging down means plunging blindly into pitch-black territory, where defenders sit with adjusted eyes, waiting to ambush. The architecture of the ship weaponized the dark. For the attackers, their own biological inability to see the threat waiting below was their greatest vulnerability. The human eye cannot instantly switch from photopic vision to scotopic vision. Photopic vision processes bright daylight using cone cells, while scotopic vision relies on rod cells to see in very low light. This diagram tracks a retinal chemical called rhodopsin. Bleached by bright sunlight, it takes up to 25 minutes to regenerate in the dark. In a frantic boarding action, waiting 25 minutes for your eyes to adjust is a guaranteed death sentence. This is where the supposed hack comes in. By wearing an eye patch over a perfectly healthy eye while fighting in the bright sunlight, a pirate keeps that specific eye shielded and fully dark adapted. The moment they breach the lower deck, they simply flip the patch to the other eye. Instantly, they have perfect night vision in the previously covered eye. By prepping the retina while still in the sunlight, pirates theoretically bypassed a regeneration delay, entering the hold with their night vision fully active. From a biological standpoint, this tactic works flawlessly. It relies on the Purkinje effect, which is the tendency for the peak sensitivity of the human eye to shift toward the blue end of the color spectrum at low illumination levels, as rod cells take over. Modern military pilots use variations of this technique to preserve night vision in the cockpit, and shows like Mythbusters have physically tested the pirate eye patch theory, confirming it is entirely plausible. But here is the catch to this scientifically sound tactic. It is a historical cold case. There is absolutely zero evidence that any pirate actually did this. Take a close look at this authentic historical engraving of Edward Teach, better known as Blackbeard. Notice his face. He has no eye patch. There are no ship logs, eyewitness accounts, or period artwork from the golden age of piracy documenting the use of tactical eye patches. We are left with a strange paradox. The night vision eye patch is a perfect scientific solution to a very real historical problem, but it appears to be a solution invented entirely by modern minds. To find the actual origin of the eye patch myth, we have to look to 19th century literature. Specifically to the author Robert Louis Stevenson, who popularized the archetype of the physically maimed, dangerously disabled villain. This is the title page and map from Stevenson's novel Treasure Island. His character Long John Silver embedded the idea of the battered amputee pirate deeply into the public consciousness. Decades later, illustrators like Howard Pyle took those literary descriptions and standardized them. Pyle created a theatrical, highly stylized pirate uniform for his art, completely ignoring historical accuracy in favor of visual flair. What happened next is a fascinating case of retroactive justification. Modern audiences applied the real biology of dark adaptation to validate a fictional Hollywood trope, simply because the idea sounded too ingenious to be false. The myth of the tactical eye patch shows us exactly how easily a scientifically perfect lie can overwrite historical truth. It forces us to ask what other accepted facts from history are really just well-engineered fictions we desperately want to believe.